Hi everybody, today I'm going to show you how to crochet a little pumpkin plushie. So what you'll need is some orange yarn, brown yarn, some polyfill stuffing, a stitch marker, tapestry needle, crochet hook, this one's 4.5 millimeter, and scissors. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so to begin the pumpkin, you're going to take your orange yarn and make a magic circle. So wrap it around your finger like that, and then with your hook, grab the second loop, pull it under the first loop, hold it in place, and then just put 6 single crochets. So go through the circle, pull up a loop, and pull through like that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then take the end of your yarn and like pull on it to close the circle. Whoops. And then you'll go through the first stitch, 1, 2, 3, which is always pretty hard to find for me, so I just make an extra stitch and then go into the second stitch, and then just make sure that I still end up with 6 stitches. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we're good. And then in that first stitch that we just made, make sure to put your stitch marker. Okay, so now we are going to go on to round 2, which is an increase in every stitch. So you will end up having 12 stitches. So we're going to go ahead and put another stitch in the same, or another single crochet in the stitch that we just did. So that's 2, and then 2 single crochet in the next stitch, and you just go all the way around until you have 12 stitches. Okay, so now we're at the end of this round, so go ahead and put 1 single crochet and then do your stitch marker. And then for round 3, it's going to be single crochet, increase, single crochet, increase all the way around until you have 18 stitches. So that was your first single crochet. So in the next stitch, you're going to do 2 single crochet in that stitch, which is also an increase. And then you'll just keep repeating that pattern until you have 18 stitches. Okay, so take out the stitch marker, put 1 single crochet there, replace it, and then for round 4 you're going to do 2 single crochet, 1 increase. So that was our first single crochet, put a single crochet in the next stitch, and then in the third stitch you're going to put an increase, and then you just repeat that pattern until you get 24 stitches. Okay, so now we're at the end of round 4, so take out the stitch marker, put a single crochet, and now for round 5 you're going to do 3 single crochet and then an increase. So that was our first one, and then in the 4th stitch you're going to do an increase, and just keep repeating that pattern until you have 30 stitches. Okay, so now we are at the end of round 5. So do your single crochet in the first stitch. Now for round 6, we're just going to do 4 single crochet and then an increase. So that was your first single crochet. You're going to do another single crochet in the next 3 stitches, and then in that next stitch you're going to do an increase, and you're going to keep doing that until you get 36 stitches. All right, we're at the end of round 6, so put a single crochet in the next stitch. And then for the rest of round 7, you're going to do 5 single crochet and then an increase. So that was your first single crochet, a single crochet in the next 4, and then an increase, and keep going until you have 42 stitches. Okay, so we are done with round 7. So go ahead and put a single crochet in your next stitch and then replace the stitch marker. And now for rounds 8 through 12, you're just going to be doing a single crochet all the way around. So for 5 rounds, it's just a single crochet until we get to the beginning of round 13, and then I'll show you where to go from there. But this part I'm just gonna do off camera because it's the same thing for 5 rounds. Okay guys, so now we're at the end of round 12. So you're gonna take your stitch marker out, put a single crochet in the first stitch of round 13, and then round 13 is gonna be 5 single crochet and then a decrease all the way around until you get 36 stitches. Okay, so now we're at the end of round 13. So put a single crochet in the first stitch of round 14. And then for the rest of this round, it's going to be 4 single crochet and then a decrease until you have 30 stitches. Okay, now we're at the end of round 14, so put a single crochet in the first stitch of round 15. And then for the rest of this round, it's going to be 3 single crochet and then a decrease all the way around until you have 24 stitches. Okay, so now we are at the end of round 15. Go ahead and put a single crochet in the first stitch of round 16. And then for the rest of this round, we are going to do 2 single crochet and then a decrease, and you should have 18 stitches. And then if you want to go ahead and start stuffing the pumpkin, you can. I think I'm gonna wait until the end of round 16, but if you want to, you can start now. Okay, now we're at the end of round 16, so I'm gonna go ahead and put my first single crochet into round 17 and then replace my stitch marker. And then this is where I'm going to start stuffing. So grab your fiber fill and just start stuffing the pumpkin. All right, and I will continue to put more stuffing in there, but if I fill it all the way, round 17 is going to be kind of difficult, so I'm just going to wait until after round 17 to finish stuffing the pumpkin. And now for the rest of round 17, it's just going to be a single crochet and then a decrease all the way around, and at the end you should have 12 stitches. Okay, so now we're at the end of round 17. So I'm gonna go ahead and make the first decrease because row 18 is just gonna be all decreases. So I'm gonna make a decrease in the first 2 stitches of round 18 and mark it. And then this is where you can finish stuffing your pumpkin, and then we'll just do decreases all the way around. Okay, so now we're at the end of the last round. So what you're gonna do is just slip stitch into this next stitch, and then you're gonna leave a very long end because we're going to use the end of this yarn to make the indentations in the pumpkin. So you're gonna need quite a bit of yarn. And before we do that though, I'm gonna kind of close off the circle and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so to close off the circle, you're going to need to put the very end of your yarn into the tapestry needle. And then you just go through 2 stitches at a time like that, and just pull it all the way through until it's completely closed. And you really should only have to do that 3 times, which, you know, this one looks already closed, so I'm just gonna leave it. Okay, so now we're going to do about 6 indentations into the pumpkin. So to start the first one, take the long end of your yarn, wrap it like this. Oh, let me see where I want to put it first. Okay, so I'm going to start the first one by putting it here and just wrap it like this all the way to the top of your pumpkin. And then when you get to the top, you can just put your needle through the top of it and come out through the bottom of the pumpkin, which might take some work because there's a bunch of stuffing in there. just gonna push it through. Okay. Okay, and then pull on it tight so that it kind of shapes it like that. Okay. And then at the end here, you're gonna kind of make a knot with your yarn. So go through a couple stitches and then go through that loop with your needle and pull it all the way through until it makes a knot like that so that it secures it in place. And now you're gonna go on to make the next one. So I'm gonna do, let's see, it really doesn't matter, like you can do this part however you want. If you want to go all the way across like that and then divide it in 4 and divide it in 8, you could do that. I'm gonna do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe. So I'm gonna do one right here and then go through the middle again, and you just keep doing that same thing over and over until you have all the sections that you want. You just do every section the same, go across, make a knot, and keep going like that. And I will meet you back once I've done all the sections. Okay, so this is our pumpkin. Now we need to make the stem, so that will be our next part. All right, and the stem is going to start the same way that our pumpkin started. So you're gonna do a magic circle and put 6 single crochet. Okay, and then for the next 2 rounds, you're just gonna do 6 single crochet all the way around. Okay, and then for round 4, you're gonna do in the front loop only, do a single crochet, right there, and then place your stitch marker. And then in the next stitch in the front loop only, you're gonna do an increase, and you're gonna do that all the way around. You should have 9 stitches, and just remember that it's gonna be in the front loop only for this entire round. Okay, so take out your stitch marker, and then in the next stitch just do a slip stitch and then leave a long end on this because you're gonna need some yarn to be able to sew it onto the pumpkin. So then just pull that out, finish it off. And I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this end just so I don't have to deal with it. All right, now you're ready to sew the stem onto your pumpkin. So choose whichever side you want. I'm gonna choose this side because it doesn't look as nice as this one, so that way I can just cover it up. And you're just gonna thread your needle on there. Okay, and then to sew this on, you just go through the stem and then through a couple threads of the orange and then out through the brown yarn again. So there's not like a super specific way you have to do this, just kind of however you can get it in there, because it will be a little bit difficult. But just know that you want to go through the brown yarn, go through the middle of the orange, and then out through the brown yarn again, and just keep doing that however many times until you feel like the stem is secured on there. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this brown yarn. To do that, you can just go through any stitch right near it and then just come out wherever. Just, go through the pumpkin and then wherever is easiest to put your tapestry needle through. That's where you're gonna go, which, there we go. Okay, and then just pull on it pretty tight and then cut it off. All right, and then you can just kind of shape your pumpkin to make it look good. All right, guys, and that is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please come back for my next video, which will hopefully be put out in like a week or so. And thank you for watching. Bye-bye.